All right, folks, welcome back. Today, we're diving into something that gets right to the heart of our everyday lives: thankfulness and introspection. I titled this episode, "The Blind Leading the Blind, A Journey of Thankfulness." Let's kick things off with a powerful line from Psalms 92. It opens with this beautiful acknowledgement: "Lord, it is good to give thanks to you." Isn't it incredible how those few words can completely frame a mindset?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, why do you think thanking someone or something is so crucial? Like, I remember back in high school, we had this exercise where we had to write letters of gratitude to people. It felt kind of awkward at first, right? But by the end, I swear it shifted my perspective completely. What's your take on that?
Absolutely. That exercise is a classic for a reason. It shifts your mindset drastically. When we focus on gratitude, like the psalm emphasizes, proclaiming kindness at dawn and faithfulness throughout the night, we're essentially attuning our hearts to acknowledge the positive. Think of it as planting seeds in a garden. The psalmist presents this vivid image of trees planted in the courts of God. They flourish and bear fruit even into old age. It really grounds us, doesn't it?
Right. So it's like you're saying that our lives are like a garden that needs care. I definitely get that. But what if someone's garden is overrun with weeds, like negativity or doubt? How do they start turning that around?
Great question. Picture this. If you've got a garden that's overrun by weeds, you need to clear those out before planting something new. That's where self-reflection comes in, like our gospel message from Luke. Jesus gives us this analogy about the blind leading the blind. It's a call to introspection. Before aiding anyone else with their splinter, we need to manage our own wooden beam.
That's interesting. It's like when we try to help others without addressing our issues first. For example, someone who's dishing out relationship advice but is a total mess themselves? I mean, that's wild, right?
Exactly. It's quite comical when you think about it. It's like a fitness coach who's constantly munching on donuts. The gospel invites us not just to examine others, but to take a good, hard look at ourselves first. When Jesus questioned why we notice the speck in someone else's eye while ignoring the log in our own, it truly challenges our inclination to judge.
Totally. It is wild, like we're all lugging our baggage around while pointing fingers everywhere. I once tried to give my friend budgeting tips at a get-together while I was struggling financially. It felt super hypocritical afterward.
That's such a relatable story. It highlights our human nature spot on. We often ignore our own struggles while criticizing others. But, as the gospel suggests, being aware of our own flaws creates space for growth. And then, we can truly help those around us. It's a bit like pruning the branches of that metaphorical tree. You're making room for it to thrive.
Oh, wow. So it's like we need to check our heart's condition first before we can bear good fruit, as you said. That's so powerful. So, how do we even start that introspection process?
It all begins with honesty and vulnerability. A great practice could be journaling your thoughts or discussing them with a trusted friend. Ask yourself probing questions. What biases do I hold? What fears am I ignoring? It's an ongoing journey. Just like a tree, it keeps growing. Sometimes, you need to adjust the water and sunlight. Those represent your experiences and insights.
So it's sort of like regular maintenance? I guess that makes sense. Like, when you keep your car maintained, if you don't check on those wheels every once in a while, it gets rusty. How do we keep ourselves from going rusty?
Perfect analogy. Just like a car requires regular oil changes, we also need check-ins with ourselves periodically. Meditation, prayer, or even quiet walks can help clear that rust. The moment you start tuning into your inner self, you become aware of the goodness that can flow from your heart. Just remember, it's okay to stumble while you're learning.
Wow, this is deep. So it's about learning from our mistakes and fixing our wooden beams before pointing out the splinters. That's a lot to chew on. I love how you wrap that up with kindness being at the core of everything.
Exactly. It's all about recognizing that we're all on this journey together. Showing kindness to ourselves and others goes a long way, And it all starts with gratitude. As our psalm states, "Lord, it is good, and truly it is good to give thanks."
Ah, that's so uplifting. I can't wait to reflect more on this. Thanks for shedding light on this topic. It's been such an engaging conversation.